Hello everyone, this here is the LEGO Star Wars Acclamator-Class Assault Ship. It comes with 450 pieces and it retails for $50 in the US. And I think that one of the first things here that most people, especially me, noticed when I first looked at this set here, especially in the pictures on Lego.com, was the size. This is definitely a pretty small set here, especially in comparison to some of the other Lego Star Wars, what they're calling Starship collection sets here. The size of it definitely isn't, it doesn't have a super big presence here. And that was something that I noticed on Lego.com, and it's definitely, I think it's still something that is very noticeable here in person, for sure here. The size of it is not, it's definitely not that massive of a set here. Now, that said, it does still have a lot of detail, which is definitely, I think just something that's very nice here about its design, because it is a very small set, but it does still get a lot of detail and a lot of fine detail in, and it still ends up looking pretty nice here on display, and it ends up being a very nice display model here. And something that really helps with that here is the way that the sides are built here and everything, just the way that it all comes together here, especially from the top there. Like the gaps aren't that big there, and it just the finish on it all there and the way that it all kind of comes together here is just very nice. Now, these pieces here are also prints as well, which is very nice. Now, the coloring of them is not great here, especially in comparison to the red piece here. It's not terrible, but it definitely is a little bit darker here than this red. Now, it's not directly next to the red, so it's not as noticeable here as it would be as if this print here was right next to the red, but it still is definitely noticeable. And yeah, it's definitely, Lego does need to very much improve their quality on a lot of their prints and stickers, because the coloring on that should be much better than it is here. But from around the back, I think that this set looks pretty good here as well. There's a lot of fine detail on the back here, and it just creates something that's visually interesting here and just kind of nice to look at here, especially with like the engines on the back here and everything, and some of the detail up here and some of the part usage is very nice here as well, which is good. And then from underneath here on the bottom, it doesn't actually look that bad either. It's pretty closed off. You can obviously see some anti-studs there, but it doesn't end up looking that bad. So this doesn't look too bad from the underside here. And this part actually can be lowered down here, and you can kind of see there's some like white studs in there. It is a little bit dark, but you can sort of see some of those like white stud pieces in there. And those are supposed to represent like gunships and or clone troopers in there. It's just a couple pieces, but it is still kind of a nice little reference there as well. So that's nice there. And just overall here, I think that it looks pretty nice. And the stand as well. It's nothing, nothing super crazy, but it does, at least I think, do a pretty good job here of displaying this set and just helping this to be, to end up looking pretty nice here on display. And I feel like this just overall, the build and everything of it ends up working out. Even though it is pretty small, it still does get a lot of good detailing in there, which definitely helps this to be a pretty good display model here. Looking at price, this set retails for $50 US, 45 pounds UK, 50 euros, and $65 Canadian. Now, those prices definitely do feel like too much to me. Now, they don't feel quite as bad, though, as they did when I first looked at this set here. When I first saw the pictures of it, those prices felt like way too much. Actually, having it in person now, though, and feeling what actually goes into this set here, those prices don't feel quite as bad as they originally did. I still definitely would like to see this down to about $40 or so. I think that in the $30 to $35 range is probably unreasonable to ask here. So I think about $40, that would feel pretty good to me, just for what you get here. But $50 isn't that bad, especially in comparison to some of the other Starship collection sets. Now those, most of the sets are pretty overpriced. I do feel like most of them are overpriced. But just in comparison to those, $50 is not that bad. But again, I definitely would like to see this a little bit cheaper than it is here. But just looking at this here as a set, I think that it's a very good set here. I think it definitely looks a lot like the Acclamator. It does a pretty good job at representing the Acclamator. I'm definitely very glad here that these are prints now. The color matching there should be much better than it is here. The color matching is not good at all. The tan part is a little bit better, but it's still not great either. Now, there's no other really tan pieces in the set here that you would really notice. So, you know, that's not as obvious there as the red part is. So the color matching should definitely be better. But I am at least glad that those are stickers and I'm glad that they're prints and not stickers. That's definitely nice to see there. There are some colors kind of sticking through there, like that dark tan there. And, you know, but there's really not much. There's like a little bit of sand blue there, up in there as well. I'm not sure if that's really coming through. But, you know, there's no like weird colors sticking out or anything, too bad here. So overall, the price definitely does feel like a little bit too much, but the set as a whole, I think, is very good. And yeah, I think if you like it and $50 doesn't feel like too much money, I think you'll definitely be very happy with it here. So that will pretty much do it for this video here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one.